Oh, yes, here we go. Welcome to the Founding Voices podcast, a series of conversations with the humans who showed up before there was a map. I am Perry, the founder of the Octopus movement, and I believe nonlinear thinking is not just a way of creating possibilities, it's a way of being in the world. Each week, I speak with founding members of our human mycelium to explore who they are, why they think differently, and how they're shaping a future that can't be built in straight lines. Well, let's meet today's guest. Denise, are you ready for it? So today we have Denise Bel- oh, Belisle. Do I say it?
Absolutely, yeah.
Belisle, founder
French
of the
Canadian.
French Canadian. Oh dear. Founder of the In Motion Coaching, Positive Intelligence Coach, Functional Medicine Health Coach, Reiki Master, and what she calls a Seren. Oh my God, my pronunciation today is really horrible. A
Serenity.
Serenity. Thank you for helping me.
I'm
Serenity
French.
Coach. People are now thinking, who is this
Who's
Perry?
the French person in the two?
Who is the weird one? Serenity expert. Her work is focusing on helping professional women, especially in midlife and beyond, move from stress, exhaustion, and crisis into clarity, calm, and purpose. On her own site, she describes her mission as helping people become more emotionally and mentally fit, Denise, with a particular emphasis on mental fitness, serenity, and what she calls the shift from crisis to oasis.
Hmm.
What I found interesting about Denise is that she doesn't treat well being as something soft or decorative. I like that word, decorative, in well being. Anyway, she works at the intersection of mindfulness, positive intelligence, emotional fitness, and practical life change. With decades of meditation practice and a coaching approach grounded in uncovering hidden stressors and turning them into actionable change. She's helping people not just to feel better, but live the second half of their life with much more intention. People. She also writes for Brains magazine and hosts a show on Win Win Women, which tells me she's not only doing this one on one, but helping a wider conversation in the world. I'm so very happy to have you here, Denise.
Thank
Welcome
you.
to the podcast.
Well, I'm very happy to be here. I've been following the Octopus movement for years, and last summer I said, okay, I got to join. I mean, it's nice to be observing, but I want to be part of it. I want to help change the world. So that's why I'm doing.
What was the trigger? Then I'm curious. Then I'm not starting with the first question that I always ask, but then I'm starting with another question. What was the trigger? What happened? Where is it? But
Why
this
did
is
I join
interesting.
finally?
Yeah. What? No, not finally. But when you saw the octopus movement, what
Oh,
was the trigger that you thought, this might be interesting?
well, it's sort of a life mission for me as well as the Octopus movement to really look at the world in a different way, right?
Mhm.
To not be in the box and think outside the box. And that's what I love. I interviewed you like a couple of years ago, and I love our talk. And ever since then, I've been following the Octopus movement after I did an interview with you. And I was always looking at the email, reading the email, and finally last summer I was like, okay, I got to stop being a spectator.
I want to join
So
and think.
it's you that influenced me.
No, no, no. It's
The idea of the
I'm not doing anything. I think it's the focus on thinking differently
mm,
at things in our
yeah,
lives
yeah.
and thinking differently in a positive way, not that it becomes a thing, but it's just nice to redirect.
Mm.
Sometimes I feel it like I isolate a thought and just park it here and then let it go and then rethink, but it's not about me, it's about you. So second
We'll
question,
re-interview
Denise.
you another day.
Second question is, and that's normally the first question, but can you describe the octopus in you?
Mm.
What is the non-linear side of thinking of Denise?
Yeah, I did think about that actually because I listened to a few of your podcasts, obviously, because I want to get to know all the members, and I'm a person that is malleable. Like I love changes and then adapt very easily to what's around me. You put me in an environment, I don't have a crisis. I'm just going to adapt. I'm going to mold myself to what's surrounding me, and I don't like things to stay the same all the time. Like, I'm one that would move my furniture around every 6 months because it just feels like it needs a movement, right? So I'm adaptable, I'm malleable, I like changes. I'm also a solitary kind of person. So I'm not the one that needs a tribe or be around a whole bunch of people. I don't mind being on my own. So all these little characteristics, I think that's what makes me, you know, uh, like identifying like an octopus, and the things that I can reach out. I like to learn a lot. So it's like my tentacle are going all over the place. I have the shiny syndrome objects. I want to learn everything that I could. So that's me in a nutshell.
Adaptability, learning, and being the quiet one,
Mm,
right?
yeah.
And for especially in the beginning of the movement, I've been thinking for a few years about that, and I was thinking, what are these beautiful people in the movement that are so special? They see the big picture. They're different, and
Mm.
their adaptability is so cool. And I have a question about that, but I was also thinking about how to address these people that see the bigger picture, that understand how everything is connected and that it's not just one thing, and that it's so much more. And I ended up with the quiet ones. I think these are the quiet ones. So that
Yeah,
triggered
yeah, yeah.
this
Well, I
thought
think
when you
I
just
feel
said
that
that.
the quiet one are like, if I look at coaching, right? When I have people that comes and they're like, "Blah, blah, 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 blah," and then they complain about everything and they don't do anything, but they just like very verbal, and you see them in public and they talk a lot, but in the end, they don't have anything accomplished, right? Like, there's just a lot of movement around them, but they can't do anything. It's too much, right? But when you have a little silent one in the corner, just like observing and being quiet and noticing, and then we'll get up and purposely do something that's meaningful. I think that's why the quiet one are more the one that will, join the organization and be around you.
Yeah. And I maybe I need to do something with that to have the octopus movement and with the subtitle, these are the quiet ones. Um,
Maybe.
because it resonates for so many people
Yeah,
about
yeah,
this.
yeah, I can see
And
that.
I see this with when I attend meetings from other companies and whatnot. I always focus on the quiet ones, not the
Mhm.
ones that are constantly talking and talking, and
Yeah, yeah,
but
yeah,
these people that are just listening, and
yeah.
I find them very interesting. But um, you talk about adaptability a lot, and I think adaptability is interwoven with everything that you do, also
Mhm.
with your coaching and your being and
Yeah.
your specialty. What do you think of um, how we as human beings, not we as octopi, but
Mhm,
we as
mhm.
human beings as a whole, how do you think we address our adaptability? How in your mind, where are we in a global scale of adaptability? Are we doing a good job, you think?
Mm-mm. I don't think so. I think a lot of people are in crisis as soon as there's something that change in their environment. Then they just like, hey, that's not the way. Like, you change TV program. They have their show at 7 o'clock on Thursday night, and they're like, okay, I'm going to watch my show. And then all of a sudden, the network's okay. No, it's going to be Wednesday at 6. It's like, what? No, you can't do that. I'm scheduled to. That's non adaptability, right? It's like people are sheeps. Most people, not
Mhm.
everybody. If
No.
you're not a sheep, I'm not
If
talking to
you're
you.
if you're listening to us and watching us, you're not a sheep, right?
You're not a sheep. But a lot of people would be sheep in a sense that they follow the track. And because it's easy. Like, I give example of people when I do coaching, it's like, your life is like driving in a snowstorm and following other cars. Like there's big tracks and there's big, I don't know if you have snow where you are in Canada. We have snow. And
Yes, we
then
have
you
snow
end up
here in
with
the Netherlands. Yeah,
groove, right? Where the
yeah,
wheels go. And it's easy
yeah.
because you just follow. But if you want to pass and change and move
Difficult, eh?
aside, it's a hard work to go over these grooves, to change lane, to change direction. So that's being adaptable, being able to change direction when you feel that you need to, as opposed to, oh, it's too hard, I'm just going to keep going straight and follow the car in front of me. And that's the way life is, right?
And not everybody on the same road appreciates the fact if you're overtaking, right? So that also it's already difficult to get out of the lane, but when you do, some people might criticize you by
Of course.
going out of the
Yeah,
lane,
yeah, yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah, for sure, for sure. So it's the social pressure and everything that goes with the fact that it's so much easier to do like everybody else. Like, you know, here in Canada is not as popular as it used to, but I don't know about other country. But um, like you grow up, you go to school, you get a job, you find a spouse, you get
You
married,
marry,
you
you
get
get a kid
children,
and a dog.
like all of that. I mean, it's the groove, right? But as soon as you say, no, I don't want cats, or I don't want cats, yes, I do want cats, I don't want I don't want that path, I don't want
Yeah,
a white
yeah.
picket fence with an husband and kids and all that. And people are like, she's weird, she's a cat lady.
Hmm.
It's like, what's wrong with being a cat lady?
Yeah. And what's wrong with being a bit weird,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah. I mean, if I don't want to have a husband and a house and two kids, I mean, it's okay.
It's
And it's
your
okay.
life,
Yeah,
right?
it's okay for everybody, right?
But how do you use that in your coaching? So what kind of people would go to Denise to ask for help? And can you tell us a little bit about that? So what kind of people come to you and like you know, you're in your 50s, you're halfway there, right? Life changes, your body changes,
Mm-hmm,
and all
mm-hmm,
of a sudden there's extra weight. And
mm-hmm.
that's also with men and not only with women. We all have that. And then for men, the muscles are not working
Yeah,
as
yeah,
they used to. And it's what the hell is happening?
yeah.
Is that the kind of person that you like to coach with, to work with? Can
Yeah,
you
what
explain
I've
us
been
more about that?
focusing more in the last few years is because I'm moving in age. I'm not at 40 years old anymore, as long as, even though I look like one. But uh, but it's like people that are in transition. Like whether it is you're a couple, ideal, there's few definition. Like there's a couple, right, and they raise their children, and many people that I've coached or talked to, like the focus of attention in the house is the kids,
Hmm.
right,
Yeah.
until they leave the house. So they do the couples do things together, but they're not, they have the kids. That's the kids that hold the glue together.
Yeah.
And once the kids leave, then it's like they face each other and it's like, who are you? I don't know that person. Haven't really
Who is
been,
this
and
spouse that I see in the morning?
yeah, yeah, I
Right.
haven't
Yeah.
really pay attention to you for the last 20 years or
Hmm.
18 years or whatever.
Hmm.
Like
Hmm.
now it's the time to revisit, how can we bring the spark in our life? How can we rock the second half of our lives? I have a line that I said, um, prepare for the exit strategy of being a parent, meaning that, once the kids are out, what are you going to do with your life? Because they take a lot of space, right?
And we never talk about that.
No, no, no. People are not ready for that.
No,
And it's
because
big price.
and you're so focused. I have one son, so people who know me are laughing now, like, okay, Perry, here it comes. So one son is studying. I don't see him. He's just having fun, and I never see him
Yeah.
again. And I'm so happy for him, but God, do I miss him?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
I miss him so much. And then my oldest son is now here, but he's studying all over the world, and I know that all of a sudden he will be gone as well.
Yeah, yeah.
And there goes two, and I just have my daughter, and then she will go studying as well. Like, and I'm so happy for them, but it is a huge transition, right?
Yeah, 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 yeah. And then you don't get ready for that because all your focus is the energies on the kids. And a lot of parents, it's up until they actually leave the house, right?
Yeah.
And why are our parents becoming, there's I don't know if you've heard the term helicopter parents or satellite parents,
Hmm.
right?
Yeah,
Helicopter parents are the one that always above your head, and they're like checking everything you do as a kid, right? And
yeah,
they want to make sure your life is fine and you do everything. And satellite parents, they just over there, they pay
it's
attention
fine.
to you, but from
Yeah.
afar, you're good. I know you'll be
So
fine.
for in a transition state of point, is it then more difficult for a helicopter parent to let go?
I think so, yeah, yeah, because they need to know everything that's going on in their kid's life.
Yeah.
And the kids, once they left, it's like, I'm out of here.
I got rid of the helicopter. Yoo-hoo!
I'm
Right?
out of here. I live my life. Now I'm adult. I can't, I have my own place. And there's kids that come back to parents and always need help. And maybe if you're satellite parents and the kids are coming back all the time, it's like, hey, you're gone now. Leave me alone, right? Like it's a balance between all of that. And now we're talking about kids, but it's also about pets. Like there are people that, like me, I've had my pets for the eldest cat. I had two brothers, and the eldest one had to be passed away, put away
Yeah.
at 17 and a half years. But it's like, hey, it's like having teenagers for 17 and a half years, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And once the pets are leaving, because they do, like often people will just go get another one, right, to fill up that hole. But there's a transition also from having an empty house from either your pets or your children, or if you divorce, right? That
Also, yeah.
transition of becoming, from being married to being single, like how do you live your life now, and especially if you divorce after the kids left the house, so that's even more drama. Right?
It's double drama.
Yeah, yeah, because then
And
the parents find themselves like, we don't have anything in common anymore, right? So
so
that's
imagine this, you're over 50 or just 50,
Mhm.
you have an empty nest, you got a divorce,
And
and
you pet
what
them.
your pet died and one of your parents passed away.
Yeah.
That happens, right?
Oh yeah, 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 yeah.
Eat
You need a
this.
coach then.
You need a coach. So
That's the extreme situation.
it's very extreme. Yeah. But
Yeah. And
and
what I
it's
do is I take people from crisis to oasis.
yeah.
Like I help them from the crisis moment to become more like in a brain, being an oasis. Okay, I'm calm. I can handle this situation.
And Denise, I'm so curious now, when you have a couple in your practice and one of them is clearly a nonlinear thinker, an octopus, a neurodivergent mind, and the other one is clearly not.
Uh-huh.
What happens?
Luckily for me, never happened.
What never happened? Really?
So like, I mean, to have really too extreme, but I think what you do then is you have to meet them separately,
Mhm.
right? And then meet them together, but have separate, not always
Because
have them together.
transition is so different from
Yeah,
for a nonlinear
yeah, yeah,
thinker,
for sure.
neurodivergent
Yeah,
mind, whatever you want to call it, and a linear,
yeah, yeah. The one that follow the
neurotypical,
grooves and
just
everything, and
maybe you call it a sheep or whatever.
yeah.
That's total different game,
Well, but
right?
that's why people divorce after the kids leave the house, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Because they react completely differently of about the situation.
Hmm.
And so hypothetically, I'll say the wife is linear and the man is more
Hmm.
divergent. And then the wife will be like, how can you not care about our children? Like, how can you not care? And he said, I do care. Like, she said, for her, like, her heart is broken, and she miss her children every single hour of the day because they left the house. The bedroom is empty, and she doesn't have to cook for the kids or the child. And the husband is like, finally, I can drive my own car when I want. And like, he's more like lay back, and that creates tension, and that's what will create divorce, right?
Hmm. If you would meet a couple like that and they're in that state
Mhm.
of potentially divorce,
Yeah,
um, if it would be possible for you to do whatever you want to do, what is something you would like to use your magic wand and
yeah, yeah, yeah,
say, oh, please, people, get this, understand this.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, what I'm thinking about when that happened is I say, first of all, I ask them individually, like if they really want to make it work. Because if one of them say no, I'm done, I don't
Yeah,
want
yeah,
to,
forget
then
about it. Yeah.
there's, you can't force a horse to drink the water you brought, to the lake.
Hmm.
But if they say, yeah, I'd love to, but and this and that, and then, oh yeah, I'd love to, but it's so much this and that, then I get them to understand that they have evolved over the years and they have become different individual that they didn't really notice as the kids were there, right?
Hmm.
And now the kids are gone. If they want to make it work, they have to rediscover each other. I love the love language. I don't know if you ever heard of the love
Oh,
language.
yes. It's
And then I
so
make them,
important to know that, right? What
yeah,
is
yeah.
your love language, Denise? I want to know now. What is your
Oh,
love language?
I have a couple. I like quality time.
Hmm.
Like do things with someone. I like that, and little gift. I like it. It doesn't have to be like a Rolex, but somebody that show me that they thought about me and just bring me a flower, or like little gifts. I like that. So
My
these are
love
my love
language is
languages.
facilitating. I love to make dinner, set the table, do everything
Mm,
so
yeah,
everybody
yeah,
can focus on what they need to focus on, and I can take care of everything. So that's my love language
yeah.
to
Oh,
my
that's
kids,
great.
to my
Yeah, yeah,
spouse,
yeah,
to
yeah,
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 yeah. I'm a
yeah.
giver also, so I like to give to people to a point, to a fault. Meaning, there's been a, now I learned, but there's been a time where I would, oh, excuse me, there's been a time where I would like give everything away and then I would be empty, right?
Hmm.
So I learned to keep my tank full, but still be
How do you
available.
do that? Because that's a
You have
difficult
to learn
one.
to say no.
Yeah.
You have to learn to say no. You have to learn to respect your own boundary first,
Hmm.
and then you can, once you're sure that you don't cross your boundary, then you can say yes and go ahead and help people or propose to help people and stuff like that. I think you think to love yourself the most in the whole life. You're the most important person in your life, because you're yourself, right? Like if you're not
Yeah.
happy with yourself, then you can't be happy around other people.
How can you love someone if you don't love yourself? It's a
Exactly.
cliche, but it's
Yeah,
true,
yeah, yeah.
right?
It's true. It's totally true.
Yeah. If um I'm triggered. I don't know how to ask this, but I'm listening to you, and I discovered some emotions with me
Okay.
that I want to share the following, and I'm curious what you're going to say. Um I've The last year was difficult because it's
Mm,
transition for me as well. I lost my father. I
mm,
lost my best friend,
mhm,
close to each other. My best friend
mhm,
was my age, also three kids, died out of cancer. My father was only 75. He was my best buddy and
mm,
everything. I'm divorced. A kid left the house. Um, I was sick 10 years ago and now I have brain damage, so sometimes it doesn't work well. A lot of transition, and I have this weird nonlinear brain that not everybody understands.
uh-huh, uh-huh.
So transition is constantly there.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
What do we do when it seems like we have some kind of weird subscription onto transition? It's like I cannot have a normal life. There's
It never
always,
stops.
it never stops. What how do you see that? You know what?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And I think hey, I've created the Octopus movement, so adaptability, that's my thing, and I think I'm good at it. But it feels
Sometimes
like
it's too much. Sometimes it's too much.
sometimes it's too much, and it's like this weird subscription. Like, really, again? How do you see that? And what would be your advice for people be when they're listening and they're thinking,
That's
hmm,
me. Yeah, it's a
I
little bit
think
of
I have
me.
that subscription too, you
Yeah,
know?
yeah, yeah. Well, the thing is, I do different tests, like the positive intelligence test, which gives you who are your top saboteurs. So we have saboteurs that are mainly controlling our life and the way we move forward and the way we live our life. And that gives me, once people do that, it gives me like an overview of who they are, like as an individual. Like for me, I like things in order. I like, like I know everything in my house where things are and all that. So, and I, like some people are controlling, some people are this and that. So by doing a saboteur assessment, then you get to know just the background of how people are. And then from there, we start a conversation to find out how the judge also, because there's always that judge that, always criticizing who we are, right? Like I like that little voice behind me, right?
Yeah.
Like it's always criticizing. We're never happy with what we do. And I think when we get overwhelmed, it's because we project ourselves in the future and don't see how we can get there. But we think, well, I gotta do this, I gotta do that, I gotta do that, do this, that. And then you're not here. You're not right there. You're like a week away, a year away, 2 years away. You try to do something and you're so far off that you cannot control the situation because it's not there. How can we control the future? We're not there yet.
Mm-hmm.
So what I help people do is to refocus within themselves of today, right now. What do I need to do today, right now, in order to be happy today and then move forward without falling in pieces and all that. And I actually developed a system called the breakthrough system. And what it does is it helps you focus on your future goals, but then you take it down to what do I need to do today in order to achieve my goal in 10 years or 5 years. And I break it down in little pieces and all that.
Because you love that, because in the beginning you said that it's nice, if all these ideas and people talking and talking, but you're focused on getting results. You like execution.
Mm-hmm.
You like you like results, right? That's what
of course,
triggered me immediately when we started talking. Yeah.
So that's how I would start, right? Like first find out your saboteur, to know what things, sometimes we're not aware of them.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes we're avoiding situation, and that builds even more stress because we're an avoider and we try to always be nice to people and all that and not start a fight and so I'm supposed to be a nice guy, I'm the leader, I'm Dr. Octopus, right? I'm supposed to be nice, I can't be upset at people, and then
I should be fine all the time, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I should be
It's true.
healthy.
It's what I think. Yeah.
But then we're human, we're flesh and bones. So maybe, like there's things we need to talk about that and then move forward and see what you look forward in the future and how is that stressing you today, and how to not see yourself in the future as much as, because you can't control the future. When people are sad and depressed, that's because they live in the past. And if they're anxious and nervous, that's because they live in the future. Mm-hmm. If you live in the present, you cannot have either one of them.
No. What do you think?
Need to find.
What do you think people are more afraid of, stress or more afraid of the silence?
If they're more afraid of stress or the silence?
Mm-hmm.
You mean having a quiet mind? Is that what you mean? I don't understand the question.
Well,
yeah.
It's
I think, okay, I'd answer in a different way.
The emptiness,
I think people are addicted to stress.
Yeah.
So they need to have stress in their life. They need to otherwise they feel like, nothing's being done.
And isn't also the stress a that allows you not to do something, that you can blame it on the problem almost?
Of course.
So having a problem is easier than having a result.
Yeah, for sure. Like people are living so that they can't, like if everything's good, what am I going to do, right? Like I am, like people are afraid to arrive at the deadline, the end line, because then they feel like they'll be empty, right? Like now what, right? Like kids, let's go back to parents and kids, right? Okay, now my kids, my goal was to make them grow, to be independent, to be able to leave their house, and now they leave.
And they're gone. Like, and now what?
They're gone. It's like, but what am I going to do now, right?
Yeah.
So, and one of my saying, and I have a cup for that, it's like, it's all good,
It's all good. Anyway.
It's all good.
It's all good.
So that's how I would start with you or anybody that in the similar situation. It's just, you need to have an assessment. You need to know where you start from. What's your thought pattern, and what's your saboteurs, what do they say to you, and how do you connect with them, and how do you talk with them, because we talk to our saboteurs, right? It's like, oh, I don't want to be, they say, oh, you can't fight with these people, like it's not good, so be quiet. No, okay, okay, I'll stay here and I'll be quiet, and I might just leave, and they say, yeah, you should leave. It's like,
So if you seriously want to love yourself,
hmm,
you need to get to know yourself.
yeah,
Otherwise,
yeah, of course,
there's no use, right?
yeah,
It's so meaningful to invest in yourself, to understand who you are, what is working against you from your own thinking.
yeah,
Think about that, how weird that can be, how we can sabotage ourselves with just our thoughts. There's nothing, right? And
like
there's
I
just
just saw
a
a
thought
little,
and it
we have those
destroys
reels.
everything.
We have Facebook reels, right? And I saw one at Bruce Lee, and he says, the first thing you need to do is control your thought.
Yeah.
Because when you control your thought, whether, if you think negatively and you talk negatively to yourself, I hear people verbally say it, and I'm sure they say it more in their minds, like, oh, I'm so stupid. Even it's like, let's say I drop spaghetti sauce on the floor. It's like, oh, geez, I'm so stupid. No, you're not stupid. You had an accident, right? Like, that's not stupidity.
You
But people
just
say that.
dropped
But
some sauce on the floor. Yeah.
yeah, I mean, the more people negatively talk to themselves, and they create scenarios of what other people might think of them, also, that's huge. That's huge. People are like,
Yeah.
oh, but he doesn't like me. How do you know? Did he tell you? You say, oh, no, but the way he looks at me. So how does he look at you? I mean, it's like, you don't know. You don't know. People might have like a bad stomach, and they look at you funny because they have, whatever. You don't know.
One of the biggest things I've created together with a good friend 8.5 steps to nonlinear thinking, and step number one is quiet the mind. It's not to have a quiet mind, because that's not possible. But quiet the mind means also
Stop
that
the
you are
chatter.
aware of the
Yeah.
thoughts
Yeah.
and that you can isolate them,
Yeah.
and that's already quieting the mind.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. You have to treat your thought like a cloud in the sky that just passed by. Like, don't try to run after the cloud. Like, it's just a thought. You just let it go. You know.
Based on this, I have a final question for you.
Mm.
Talking about thoughts and how they are here in the front row seat in our
Yeah,
brains,
yeah,
right? They
yeah, yeah.
always get all the attention. Um, you can whisper a sentence right now, and it will go into all the ears of the world, all the human beings in their own language when you say it in English.
Yeah.
And it whispers in their minds. It's a thought that everybody gets right now when you say this. What would you like to say to people?
It's all good.
So good.
It's all good. Regardless of what happened to you right now, it's all good. I mean, there's always positive and negative, the yin and the yang. And if we can find the little positive in the drama, and find the little negative in the positive things, people thinks that, oh no, it's all good. There's always something. So it's all good.
Hmm.
Just focus
It's all
positive.
good, even when it's not good.
Yeah,
It's all
yeah,
good.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
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 Like, there's always a way out, because sometimes if you project yourself 10 years in the future, or if you look back 10 years of a big drama that went through in your life 10 years ago, and it's like, oh my God, I'm going to die. How can I survive this? And now you look at it, it's like, yeah, that was tough, but I made it. I'm so much better for it now.
But when last month I was in the hospital, and I came out of the hospital, or this month, I don't even remember. And I
Yeah.
came home and I was stressed, and I was like, oh, I need to tell everyone about this educational project we're doing. It's so important, and I think everybody will love that. And I created this Google group for all the members of the Octopus movement. Stupid me, I made a huge mistake. Stupid me, listen.
Yeah.
I made a huge mistake in the settings. So people were reply to all saying, get me off this mailing list. And that would send to thousands of people.
Mm.
Like, and then Perry, what have you done? So I made a mistake. But one conversation led to that. Two conversations, actually, based on that mistake, were absolutely brilliant, and I've learned so much about that. Not about that mistake, but
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
otherwise
But yeah,
we
yeah,
never
yeah,
would
yeah.
have been in contact with each
Exactly. I
other.
can
And it's
hear
like,
you.
oh, this is so cool. So
Yeah, yeah,
sometimes when everything goes wrong, something beautiful can happen.
yeah. I agree with you. Yeah, that's well done. Well said.
Thank you, Denise.
Thank you so
Thank
much,
you
Perry. It was
for
such a
being
pleasure.
here. not just in the podcast, but also as a founding member in the Octopus movement,
Thank you.
swimming with all the other octopi and having fun. If you're listening and you feel a spark, please follow it. Nonlinear thinking is not a strategy, it's a kind of love, and it grows where we share it. I believe that. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Denise.
My
See you
pleasure.
next time. We need to do a part two.
Yes.
Bye.